Today, I'm working on a GE dishwasher that won't drain water. Here's the model number that I'm working on. If the inside of your GE dishwasher looks like this, then this video should help you. If it looks like this, with the removable filters, check out this video right here, also linked in the description. And the first thing I'm going to do is turn off the power to the dishwasher, then remove the bottom cover that's held in by 4 different screws. And this particular model is notorious for burning up these drain solenoid valves. That's the first thing I'm going to check, and as you can see here, that this thing definitely got overheated. So this solenoid needs to be swapped out. Remove the wire connector from the solenoid. Don't pull on the wires directly. Remove 2 Phillips head screws to remove the solenoid assembly from the drain sump. Pry off this locking pin. I use a small flathead screwdriver for this. Now I can remove the solenoid assembly from the drain sump. And it's very important that you don't throw away the spring from the old solenoid. This is going to be needed with the new one. I don't know why, but the new drain solenoid does not come with the correct size spring. And the provided GE install instructions for this valve are complete garbage. They want you to install this piece on the assembly, and I'm not sure why. I'm just going to do it. Slide the new assembly onto the drain sump, line up the holes, and go ahead and screw the screws in, being careful not to over tighten the screws. It'd probably be best to use a screwdriver instead of a drill to do this. Take the smaller spring, the one that came with the parts, and hook it in this hole. And then take this piece and find the tabs and slide them into the slots. Then we're going to pull this back until it's flush with the solenoid valve. Then we're going to pull the smaller spring and slide it into the hole. Slide this plastic lifting mechanism over the drain valve shaft. Insert the solenoid itself, and you're going to hook this into the lifting mechanism. You might have to do some bending and pushing and pulling to get this to fit. Apologies that my hand was in the way on this video. Now we need to use the old spring and just go ahead and attach it as shown in this video. Reconnect the wires. And don't forget to put on this locking clip like I did. A pair of pliers or needle nose helps greatly when reinstalling this. Whenever I swap a drain solenoid valve, I always swap the timer with it on this model. To access the dishwasher timer, you need to remove 7 screws from the inside of the door. Then the door should pull apart fairly easy. And I'm going to lock this inside piece to the door lock just so it's not falling on me while I'm trying to work. Here's our dishwasher timer. Here's our plug. Push in the wings and the sides and pull out. This smaller one can sometimes be a little bit of a bear to get out. That's why I like to use a flathead screwdriver to push down on this tab while I'm pulling on the white part itself. Remove these 2 Phillips head screws. Now to remove the timer knob, just give it a firm pull. Now you can carefully remove the timer by sliding it out of place. Take this blue piece from the old dishwasher timer and transfer it over to the new dishwasher timer. Don't forget this step. Slide the new dishwasher timer into place by lining up the tabs. Then just screw it down with the 2 screws and insert the plugs. When putting the door back together, you may need to adjust the locking handle a little bit to get it to go flush. When reinstalling the timer knob, just gently push it in and turn until it locks into place. Reapply power to the dishwasher, and it's time to test. Gonna run a test cycle, sprinkle a little CLR in there to clean up all this gunk as the water was sitting for a while. And here's that old timer that was constantly throwing 120 volts at that solenoid, eventually just burning it up. That's why I replace the timer whenever I replace a drain solenoid. Thanks for watching. My name's Dave, and this fix is done.